Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners. Oh, UV.
Okay.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Welcome back to another RSG Wednesday night stream on this hump day, the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community. I'm your host, the most, Ranger J 1999. Joining me is the sexy Buddha himself, the harem owner, the lightsaber builder extraordinaire, Sir Loki, who is muted. He was very muted.
I was not.
Yeah, you were muted. You didn't say anything. What do you have to say for yourself, Loki?
Go on.
Okay, we're going to go on. Loki, a man of few words, so when he speaks, you listen. Also joining us, we got the GAC Whisperer. We've got the one and only Thane Kyrell. Thane, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, man. What's going on?
Very glad, very good. I like how you, unlike Loki, just jumped right in and said something and then didn't leave the dead air. So thank you for that thing. So, as we speak, Loki's building a new lightsaber to stab me in the head. All right. So if you're new to the show, we're here to talk about some SWGOH. And we got a few things to talk about tonight. If you're new to the show, welcome. Start off by hitting that thumbs up. It's important. I'm going to get some music in the background here, just to have something to listen to. But if you're new to the show, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, because as a show note, I'm going to announce it here. We're going to be doing GAC Center tomorrow. We're going to record it. We still haven't got the information from Star Wars Galaxy Heroes.gg, unfortunately, so we can't really we can't do the show without the stats. So we'll probably record that tomorrow and just post that for you guys. And my apologies, there's not much we can do about that. Sometimes the report works and sometimes the patch and they just can't get it to us. So it is what it is. But what you should remember is tonight at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Western California time, we've got GAC with Sir Loki, and I will be hanging out with him there doing some GAC. It'll be me and Loki with... Who else is joining on that stream? Is it just going to be you and me, Loki?
No clue.
No clue?
Me and you.
Me and you. Could be Boo Boo Kitty. Could be Chewbacca. We don't know who will show up. But it's all in good fun. So that'll be happening later on here. Now, back to the show. If you're new to the show, again, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Twitch so you can watch all the GAC stuff that we're doing over there. Did my GAC earlier. Had a tough ass opponent. Had one more Galactic Legend than us, which we'd hardly ever see. But we handled our business. We did what we needed to do. It went quite well, I must say. As best as we could do. So I'm proud of the result we did, and we'll see how they do on defense. It was a tough fight, and we'll see what happens. Spone hasn't attacked us yet, so we'll see tomorrow what happens. But what are we here to do tonight? We're here to talk about the latest and greatest Star Wars Galaxy Hero news and give you a little bit of insight about what it all means. So what are we going to do? We're going to cover the news, and then we're also going to get to your guys' questions. If you have questions you want to pose to us, it's pretty simple. Put your question into the chat. Make sure you put the actual word question for your actual question statement. That way I can identify it. We use Nightbot as a filter. So if you'd like us to get to your question, make sure you actually follow that format. The word question for your actual question statement, or I will not see it. I am the one doing Nightbot tonight, so that's going to be the way to help us. So if you have questions, feel free to go there, and we'll get to more of a Q&A stuff tonight, and then have fun. There's lots of ways you guys can interact with what we're doing. If you want to use Super Chat and get our attention with something you want to say, just to support the channel, feel free. If you want to go to Twitch or Stream Alerts and Stream Elements and just play bits to do funny little sound clips and things, feel free. If you want to put all the emojis and stuff from YouTube and stuff like Poopville Baby Rangers and all those other wonderful things, feel free. There's all kinds of ways for you guys to interact with us and have fun. That's what it's all about. Say hello to us. Say hello to everybody in chat. Let's get this party started. Loki, Thane, there's really only one thing else that we need to talk about. And this is new Clone Saga we are jumping into in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. We're starting off with Hunter. Now, Loki, Thane, I'm sure you've already looked at the kits, correct? Not everybody at once. I'm going to say
yes.
that's a yes. Okay. Christ.
I've glanced at it.
Okay, thank you for responding. Thank you. That good credit you earned earlier, you just blew it. All right. So we're going to start off by looking at Hunter's kit. So what I want to do tonight is talk about, first of all, Hunter, break down his kit. We also know in the release of his kit here that it has new character reveals on the 8th, the 15th, and the 29th. I'm pretty sure we all know who those characters are going to be. The 5th one, Echo, I have an evil idea. An evil idea of what they're going to do for that. And I will break that down here as well. But let's break this down for you guys. Maybe you haven't looked at the kit or whatnot, and we'll give you our thoughts about it. Okay, so we're starting off with Hunter. In the highlights, it says introduces new faction to the game, helps Bad Batch allies focus on their primary target, grants multiple buffs to Bad Batch allies. All right, so his alignment's light side. His categories is attacker, leader, Bad Batch, clone trooper, Galactic Republic. So a lot of tags on that. It says tactical leader of the Bad Batch who subtly destroys his enemies. You know, when I'm destroying people, Loki, I don't know if I'm subtle about it. Are you subtle about the people you take out?
No,
pretty obvious.
I don't think he does either.
No.
He doesn't have Annihilate, I'll tell you that.
All right, so let's go to his basic. His basic says combat prowess. Final text, deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict expose for 2 turns. If the target enemy was debuffed, you get to attack again. Look at him throw his knife. He's all about that Rambo knife. All right, special 1, shrouded approach. Final text, clone trooper allies gain evasion up and stealth for 2 turns. Then deal physical damage to all enemy. If Hunter was already stealth, all Bad Batch allies gain critical chance up and offensive up for 2 turns. That's a cooldown of 3. His next special is called Finish What We Started. This is also a 3 cooldown. It says final text, after inflict expose on target enemy for 2 turns, which cannot be evaded. Swap turn meter with target other clone trooper ally. If they were Bad Batch, they ignore taunt and inflict stun for 1 turn on their target enemy during the turn. This stun cannot be evaded as well. All right, his leader, a different path. This is a Zeta. It says final text, Bad Batch allies have 35% max health, 35% max protection, and 50% potency. When Bad Batch allies use an ability while they have defense up, they deal true damage to all enemies. While Bad Batch allies have evasion up, they have a plus 50% critical avoidance. When using an ability against a target-locked enemy, Bad Batch allies can't be countered. When damaging an enemy with exposed, Bad Batch allies remove 50% turn meter from that enemy. Doubled for droid and separatist enemies, so it's 100% for those guys. Exclude raised bosses and, of course, Galactic Legends, because why? And this cannot be evaded or resisted. All right, so that's his kit in a nutshell. The first introduction of the Bad Batch, new faction, getting ready for the new season of Bad Batch to come out on Disney here in the next month. We saw these guys in season 7 of Clone Wars. They're a very OP kind of unit. All right, we'll start with our resident lightsaber builder, Sir Loki. Sir Loki, when you saw this kit, what were your initial thoughts?
I was not excited at all. I feel like there's obviously a buttload of tunes missing to make this kit work. He's got good synergy, I think, but unfortunately his kit only has like categories wise, right? He's Bad Batch, Clone Trooper, Galactic Republic. Okay, that's cool. But then his kit is Bad Batch specific, which isn't a surprise here. But I guess what I'm getting at is when you unlock this tune and if you whale him, he is pretty useless for the entire month, because they are revealing 3 more kits for the month of April. And if you whale on this tune, you are investing in the future. And unfortunately, from what I see right now, his kit is just crap, in my opinion.
Okay.
And he's the leader, so that means we're not going to get other Bad Batch leaders. And I get that. That's part of the show, but his leader ability is very lackluster. No speed, no turn meter gain, which are key.
They only removed turn meter.
They removed turn meter, which is interesting. Okay, so I will... That's pretty much my bad, but the good is pretty interesting because it's when damaging an enemy with expose, Bad Batch allies remove 50% turn meter from that enemy, and then it's doubled for droids and separatists. If there is a call to assist and each one of them removes 50% turn meter from one tune, I think you got something going, because that's to me it feels like Gideon for everybody. Because then you do need a call to assist. And I'm hoping that in one of the 4 kits or 5 kits or whatever that's coming, it has that, because I don't see that on his yet. Like I'm thinking Cody has a call to assist, right? Where he can call the clone trooper allies. So in the future, I think you got something going with that. That's if that mechanic works the way I think it does. And I'm thinking you do like, you have Cody there, calls all the clones to assist. They all have a chance to remove 50% turn meter on a target locked enemy. And then you got something going, I think. But it's very early right now to grade this tune. I'm giving him a very low grade at the moment just because he needs the other pieces around him.
Right.
Other than that, that's the only thing that really shines, in my opinion. He is not plug and play at all. He needs to be in the leader to get that turn meter reduction, which is pretty sad. I wish it wasn't there. His TM swap is interesting. I'm thinking swap turn meter target. Well, it has to be clone ally. Okay, never mind. I thought it was like a Thrawn kind of. No. You can swap turn meter with somebody. That would be kind of cool. But the rest of it, I don't know. I'll pass it off to Thane and get his ideas on this. But I don't know. It's very early to tell, in my opinion.
So, Thane, what are your thoughts on the kit? We heard from Loki. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. Do you agree with Loki or do you disagree?
I think it's half and half. I mean, it's obviously too early to tell, how good the team is going to be. I mean, if we're looking at him just as a standalone character, I mean, he has the flexibility of a Hera. It's definitely designed to work on, his own team. I think the best we can do at this point is just, speculate on how the team's going to interact. You can assume that someone on the team is going to land some exposes. I definitely do think that there's going to be some kind of call to assists. Because that turn meter removal is going to be major, right? And you do have to get out in front. So there has to be some kind of an AoE expose. Probably Gregor, I think, or the bigger guy.
Yeah, he's going to be the taunting tank. We know that one.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to have the AoE expose on the team, kind of like Kara, where she throws the grenades. I think he's going to be something similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume he doesn't have a unique, which always bugs me when characters don't have uniques. So I'm curious to see what the other tunes have to bring, because there has to be some kind of unique that they share, which is why he doesn't have one.
So let's talk about this. We've seen Hunter. We know what he is. I mean, what would you give this grade-wise? High, low, middle? What do you think on Hunter?
I'd give him an incomplete.
Incomplete. Okay, so you're incomplete. Loki's really down on it. So what do you guys think about, we know what the other 3 characters are going to be, the other 4 characters from the season 7, right? This is what the versions look like to me, is the versions we got from season 7 Clone Wars, right? So we'll get the other 3 here. That's going to be the 8th, the 15th, and the 29th. Now, my thing is for Echo, I think you're going to need all 4 of these and Rex, and they're going to have like a special kind of thing where you go get Echo, right? If you want Echo, you have to have all 4 of these guys. Relic 7-starred with Rex, and it's going to be just like the TV show. You have to go try and save Echo, and then if you complete it, you get Echo. Do you guys think they're going to do anything different than that, or do you think Echo's they're just going to put him as a marquee as well?
I agree with you. I think there's something big coming. There's a reason why they're putting all these damn packs in the store right now.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure we'll cover that in a minute, but it's pretty damn obvious that they want us to buy these packs so we can gear up all these tunes, and then boom, they drop some kind of an event on us that involves Echo. I can totally see Echo being like a Wat Tambor kind of tune, or a C-3PO kind of tune that just sits there and computes and hacks stuff and whatever. He's not a fighter anymore, right? I mean, he's kind of banged up, right? He is what he is, in the show. Are they going to require, you mentioned Rex. Rex is the login character. I really feel like they're going to get us to, and a lot of us don't have like relict Rex, right? So, I'm talking the skewers. I'm talking not, the non-whales. I mean, all of us on stream here have our relic clones, pretty high, but, I'm feeling Cody. They're going to make us relic Cody too. I mean, he was there. I can totally see them. It's remember Ranger when you got mad at Thrawn where you needed all the Phoenix?
Yep.
I feel it's coming. And this is what I meant 2 streams ago when I said they haven't screwed us yet.
This is a big hose because let's get into the price.
This is a huge hose, and it all depends on if Echo is good.
Even if he is good, I just don't think this is worth wailing on, right? I was talking with Thane about this on an earlier stream. If you think about what it costs, because they went back to the old pricing of the packs where you get the 5, 7s and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
you're looking at least $350, $400, right, to get one of these characters. Because the likelihood of you hitting a big one, it ain't that good, right? Some people do. I'm happy for you, but you're mostly looking at $2,000 minimum to get these characters. Not only to get them 7-starred, but then you're going to think the gear on these are going to be atrocious. I haven't seen the gear yet on these guys, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be pretty awful. Yeah,
it's the same gear. I mean, it's probably the gear that's in all those packs that are in the store right now.
Yeah.
Which is why they're just dumping it on us. They're giving us a 2 limit. We can purchase those packs 2 times a day or whatever the hell it is. It's so obvious, man. And I don't know how good Echo could be, honestly.
I don't know.
Without Bad Batch, is he going to be plug and play? I mean, again, we're speculating here, but I'm just saying that it feels like it just feels like that they're going to drain us, and then after all this crap, they're going to drop the GLs. That's it.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it that way, but it's timing. And they've done this last year, where they dump a bunch of tunes behind us. Most of them are duds in the beginning, and then then they pick up after they release more pieces. But this is a weird one, man. I don't know what kind of good advice we could give the skewers, because to drop 4 new tunes to get a 5th, it's very Phoenix Thrawn kind of thing. Ezra is good, so that's pretty much what we can expect, I think. Is 1 out of the 4 is going to be good, or 5, and then whatever we unlock, Echo's got to be good. Whatever we're going to unlock at the end after we get all the Bad Batch, he's got to be good, man. That tune has to be stupid good, because this is a lot of resources right now, especially in this time.
I just don't think it's worth wailing on. I said this. I'm not, especially with the new price, the old price, the price gouge is too much. I'm not spending that kind of money. I could, but I'm not going to. For Bad Batch, I'll just farm them. I mean, it's just not that important to me to get these characters. I mean, even if
I feel like if Echo is the end game, or if Echo is the final piece to the puzzle, I feel like it's going to be another BAM. You know what I'm saying? So you need to farm up the Bad Batch, and then the the BAM mission is always going to be there, right? It's always going to be in the journey guide. I feel like there's going to be an Echo journey or something,
right? Journey character,
and that's
right?
what it really feels like right now.
Yeah, it's exactly what it feels like. Thane, you want to jump in on this?
No, I agree. I think I don't know if he'll be a legendary. I think he might be like a new style character, maybe a 4-star unlock. But I do think that he'll probably go into the journey guide as well. The thing I was thinking about is I wonder if you're going to be able to use the Bad Batch for the cam mission.
They're clones. I don't see why you wouldn't be.
And that'll be interesting because that might change the perspective that players have. Because how much do we complain about that mission being super RNG? And if this team or a character or two makes it to where that mission is maybe not auditable, but you can beat it consistently, then something to worth look at, something to consider.
It is, but would you spend $2,000+ for this? All this?
Well, that's why I say if you go Bad Batch, because Shock T is mandatory, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it like Shock T mandatory and someone so? And I think Arc is mandatory, so you're only really going to use 3 of them. So 3 of them are good enough. I'm not saying whale on them, but it might be something that people might be interested in going for in the future or considering in the future for the guild. Because how many guilds are there still struggling to get like 10, 20, a month?
Yeah,
one thing I want to throw out to you guys is when Bad Batch appears in the game, who do they, and I'm talking like younger guilds, right? Like, who do they replace? All these guilds have farming guides, right? Who do you foresee them replacing? Because like what Thane said, if this opens up a team or maybe an easier team for the cam mission, what do these younger guilds do? Like, do they not farm Echo? Like, you need the 501st, right? Like, it's kind of like, but do you need to farm? I guess you know what I'm getting at is like, where do they fit in the timeline of the farming guide? Like, do you farm them over Phoenix? Do you farm them? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I think Phoenix you still need because of Thrawn, but then it's like, where do they fit in? Because that's the problem I'm seeing too.
I feel that that would actually come down to the individual, right? Because think about the geos, right? How often, like I know Nev is big, right? He says work on your geos because you can get into a GOTB guild because you can get Watt shards. I feel that if Bad Batch is that way, then it comes down to the individual. Because like, let's say you are a 3 million GP player and your guild isn't doing light side GOTV, and then you're like, well, you know what? Even though I'm going to be at the bottom of the guild, I could get you cam shards. And as a guild, as a guild leader, as an officer, you're going to look at that and be like, well, you might not be that useful in TW, but he can get us cam shards. So I think that I don't think that might become a guild decision. It might be an individual decision, like whether you want to go for them or not.
Yeah, I just don't think for the money it's worth it. I just don't.
Well, once we get past the money, like let's think
6
months from now. Let's move past.
That's what I'm thinking. When these guys go free to play, who do you? If you have a goal, right, and you're farming certain factions, where does Bad Batch fit in? Like, do you get them after you do your Sith Empire? Do you get them after you do your 501st? Like, do they even fit in? Is this like an end game whale? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so we've had this discussion with Ranger, like about between getting JML or gas. Like I've been very clear that I think gas, which by the extension 501st, has really fallen off priority if you're a newer player. Because if you go like after, let's say you go after Kylo, you go after Luke or you go after Rey, getting gas, you have to get Separatists, you have to get GR, and you have to get 501st. That's basically the same amount of tunes that you have to get a GL. So gas is actually starting to fall off the priority list in and of itself, which by extension the 501st is falling off in the priority list.
Oh yeah, did you see my relegate gas kick some ass today there, homie? Well, I mean, it's even split. I mean, if you let's say you go for Jedi Master Luke, you get all those rebels and stuff, which is great. But if you're a new player, you develop your GR team, you develop your Separatist team, and you develop your clone teams. That's 3 separate teams that you can use in GAC. But there's positives for both. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong thing. I'm just saying that's my argument for why I would say gas. But I don't think you're wrong if you go for either or. Yeah, I don't think there's a wrong answer for that. But you make an interesting point, Loki. Like, where does the 501st fit? Like these characters. We have all these new marquees since last year, right? Since the March of last year, right? Between Mando Grief with the bounty hunters, Piet, Dark Trooper now for the troopers, along with Gideon. We have Mon Mothma, Kara. You know, these are all tunes. When do you farm them? When do you go for them? When do you develop those characters for your tunes? Which one would you prioritize, right? Now you've had in Bad Batch, you know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a newer player and you haven't got Galactic Legends and you're working on that, you need to stick to that. I would not go bananas for Bad Batch. I'm just not seeing it. Nor would I spend $2,000. I'm being nice here. That's just for shards. Unless you get lucky, which you might. But most of the times, those Swevens are going to hit your ass. You're going to spend 3 vaults and crystals, plus the $20 pack. And that's not counting the gear. I don't know what their gear looks like, but you know it's going to be rough. So that's going to be more money, unless you're going to slow farm them for the gear, but that's going to take you longer to get them up. I think if you're even if you're a well Kraken and you've got nothing else to work on, why spend that money? Just farm them. You know, I'd rather get a vault and just use crystals on the day. That's what I'm doing for Dark Trooper. It's a better bet than rolling 5s and Swevens. I can't stand Swevens, so I was fine to do it for one character. I was like, let me do Bo-Katan because that's my girl. But I'm gonna farm, you know, with a better deal using crystals out of the shard, you know, the store to get his shards. I'm gonna do the same thing with Bad Batch. I'll just put them all in my favorites and work on them. Why spend that money? I mean, even if they're an amazing group, and you know, I said even if they can kill Galactic Legend, I got other teams that are developed that I can do that with, right? And we still don't know the extent of what the other characters do or what's going to be the final verdict. So, you know, you got to be smart about where you purchase. I mean, if money's no option, you want to get them, go for it. You know, enjoy the Bad Batch. But I mean, $2,000 when I think about it, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that you're throwing there. So, even if
it's not proven either. Like, there is nothing. Like, nobody's going to be making videos of this group for another couple months.
Right.
It's just, I don't know why they're doing this, man. Honestly, there's a lot of tunes they could have reworked. There's, you know, I'm a little upset at CG right now, honestly, for teasing us with these, you know, these kit reveals and all this crap, and then you know you know, this is what I'm upset about is if you decide to wail on this, and that's fine. If you decide to wail on this tune, that's great. But you can't even use it until you get the other 3 pieces.
I've got his stats here if you want to know what they are.
Sad.
I just got his stats. You want to look at his gear and his stats?
Sure.
All right, I got him pulled up now.
It's going to suck, and he's going to be slow. I already know.
Speed is 138.
Yeah, horrible.
Damage is... let's look at his gear.
He's 138 and he's the leader.
Right.
So you can't even run him with Rex because Rex needs that leader to get the turn meter and all that stuff, right? But
400 Chirotechs.
Beautiful. It's another BAM.
Yep. This is pretty poopy. Wow. His gear sucks. No stun guns. Stun cups are okay. Ton of Carbantes. 400 Chirotechs. That's one character. My God. Well, if you consider one's going to be minus 100, that means you have to get 300 just to take him to gear 12. I mean, that's outrageous. I'm sorry. You know, I've been shouting at, I've been singing CG's praises with a lot of these character reveals and stuff like that, and I think they're good, but this is not worth it. I'm sorry, folks. I cannot justify. You know, I've done it with other tunes, like, hey, you should go maybe well in this character. I think they're pretty good. This one I can't endorse. I cannot endorse a character. It's going to cost you minimum $320 to get him to 7 stars, and then 400 Carbantes. Holy Jesus Christ! What does he need at gear 12? Oh my God! Let's see what he needs at gear 12 to go to Relic. So to go to Relic, you need a furnace, at least one. This final gear piece is not that bad. But yeah, you need the other pieces. The other ones, the left side are what they are. Yeah. That is super rough.
That's terrible, man.
That is so terrible. You need 100 at gear 11 to gear 12. Chirotex. You need 100 from 10 to 11. You need 100 at gear 9. So you can take him to gear 8 with no Chirotex, but then once you get to gear 9, it's Chirotex, and then the game starts, where you're having to gear him like... Yeah, I think his stats don't warrant it either. 138 speed for a leader? I mean, good God in heaven. Best you can get him at, let's say, 150, just like some really good mods. That's only 288? He's going to get destroyed. He's not doing anything. He ain't removing anybody's turn meter. You get Gideon in there and he takes all their turn meter away. They're hosed. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, you got to see the other kits. I mean,
True.
maybe there's going to be one dude in there that gives them all 100% turn meter at the start of the battle. I don't know.
Right. Maybe we get like a Stark or something. Or a Piet.
If they're trying to make this into an Imperial Trooper team again, I don't know.
Well, let's not poo-poo my Imperial Troopers. I like them a lot.
No, I no. Imperial Troopers are meta. I mean, but you know, they love doing the call to assist. I'll tell you that right now, right? And we're definitely going to get one tune that does target lock.
Sure.
Like you're going to need it, because if you can't land target lock on anything, then the team doesn't work.
If it's 300 to 500 Kairos for each one, my sweet Jesus, that's like Galactic Legend territory, man.
Well, at least it's 4 tunes, right?
Yeah, so that's
Bam was like a million Cryotex. It's one dude, right?
Well, yeah, Bam's. Let's not talk about Bam's gear. Bam's was awful. But if you imagine each of these characters 300 to 500 Cryotex, that's what. Let's say it's he's 4. Let's do the average 4. 4, 8, 12, 1,600 Cryotex. Remember the time when they said that Chirotex were going to help with the gear crunch in this game? They lied. Horribly lied. I will never forgive CG for that. You lied your ass off on that one. You have not only but made it worse.
Well, because everybody's getting those full Chirotech pieces from the Challenge Rancor now, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I forgot
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're doing it, right? So
Yeah. Wait, I haven't got one of those, so there we go.
you have to come in like rank 23 to get one of those. That's
I've done that. Yeah, I didn't get one. No. So yeah, I've not seen any of that Loki. So that's a Negatron Batman.
It's your guess is as good as mine, brother. I'm not feeling this, man, honestly, and I'm really thinking CG's taking a step back by doing it this way. How are you gonna drop 4 tunes in a month? Brand new faction, brand new mechanics, untested. It's not good.
No,
it's
terrible. We were talking about this earlier thing. This reminds me of 2018. All those marquees, man. You remember that shit? And
yeah,
how horrible was that? Remember you were talking about the scoundrel faction?
Yeah. I mean, everybody thought we were gonna get Maul back then. Yeah, I mean, I feel. They've done this before, right? Where they came out with marquee tunes, and it makes sense that they're coming in now. They're like pumping out characters because last couple of months they haven't pumped out as many characters. We got like one a month here and there, so it makes sense for them to give us like, okay, here's a faction, right? Now, like I said, us saying like, is it gonna be worth it? Impossible to say. If you just looked at Sabine's kit, would you think, are the Phoenix good? If you looked at Hoth Rebel Scout, would you be like, oh, is the Mon Mothma team going to be good? Probably not, right?
Yeah, it's hard to say, but man, this gearing and but the gearing, the gear trump, the Chirotex, Jesus. It's bad, man. I'm not excited about this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Bad Batch. I'm super excited for the new season of the Bad Batch, or the introduction of the Bad Batch and their saga. It looks phenomenal. The show looks fantastic, and Dave Filoni, Mike, he's a wizard. But when I'm looking about in the game, separating the two, as excited as I am, I mean. This is nuts. This is nutso. I mean, I just can't see forking over this kind of money for this faction.
I mean, it's just the proximity that makes it seem that way. Because I mean, if you wailed out on like, let's say, you wailed out on Gideon, Dark Trooper, Bo-Katan, and a couple of these characters, there was some separation between them, and you didn't know that they were coming when they did.
Sure.
So it's just a proximity that makes it feel that way.
Well, yeah, but even if they did it for the next, but you're going to need all the characters to really get the synergy, right? Because you could plug those characters into other teams and do something with, right? Most of them, right?
But that's assuming you already have those characters
That's
as well.
That's true, but I mean, you could, right? You could, like Dark Trooper. There's already Imperial Troopers out there. Gideon, there's already Imperial Troopers out there in Empire that you can just put him with, and it's turned out to be really good with having Gideon. Piet was the same way. Piet was dynamite. Here's a new Imperial Trooper. Wait, what does he do? Oh, snap. Chupio. I mean, as soon as we saw that character, we were like, oh, Christ. CLS just got a lot dumber, right? But it's true. Thane makes a good point. We don't have all the information. What's going to be...
Yeah, this is a new faction. I mean, it's a brand new faction. It's kind of like the Imperial Remnant, right? Are we all going to say like, oh, Imperial Remnants are the best thing out there? No, they don't work, right?
No,
you need an Imperial Trooper team. It's not the Imperial Remnant that are doing the work out there.
No.
It's a new faction, so they have to build it. We just have one piece.
So we know that we're getting this. Now, we know that in the data mine, there were 6, they found 6 new characters coming. Let's say the 4, we'll include Echo in that, right? That's 5. Who do we think that 6 is going to be, and where are we thinking? I think it's going to be another Mando character for the Mando squad to round that out. Do you guys have an idea who the 6 is going to be?
Maul.
You think it's going to be Maul? You're going to need...
Well, who is the villain in the Bad Batch?
Well,
that's who it's going to be.
Well, they didn't face Maul. They went after Echo. They didn't really face... I mean, they faced against Watt. But
is the time frame of the Bad Batch after the season finale of Clone Wars?
I don't know.
Or is it before?
I don't know where the show... Well, no. So it's season 7 of the Clone Wars. You start off with they're on that one planet, and they send for...
They're already established, right? The Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch are established. But
I'm thinking it's backwards, right? Like it's going to be their where did they come from kind of series.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying they already showed Tarkin, right?
Oh yeah,
Tarkin's
they showed too that after the Empire forms that they become enemies of the state. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, and there's the enemy clone troopers too, right? The ones that were with like the stormtrooper prototypes or whatever. I don't know what they're called, but they were with Tarkin, right? So it could be, whenever they release a light side faction like this, they're going to release one dark side or the counter, right? The antagonist, right? So it was the same thing with Phoenix. They release all the Phoenix and then they drop Thrawn, right? So I feel like the one tune, if it was going to be one tune, it's going to be the antagonist of the series, whoever that is. As much as I want them to bring out the one Imperial Remnant that's missing or the one Mando tune that's missing, I think all that stuff is kind of on the back burner now. They're capitalizing on the latest and greatest Disney Plus characters and all that. So,
well, I still think something's coming up with further down the line with Maul and Ahsoka as maybe new introductions to those characters from season 7 of the Clone Wars. How they're going to tie all that in, I don't know yet. But I'll go to you, Thane. What do you think's coming? We know Bad Batch. Do you think that 6th character is going to be tied to something else? And I'll ask both of you. I mean, Loki, you think there's going to be 2 new Galactic Legends coming? Thane, do you think there's 2 Galactic Legends coming? What do you think the 6th character is going to be? What do you think?
So I don't worry too much about Galactic Legends, if they're going to come or not, because they give us 2 months of anticipation to when they're going to drop, right? So at worst, I have 2 months to prepare for them, right? So I don't tend to worry too much about, Galactic Legends. Do I think the Bad Batch is leading up to Galactic Legend? Maybe. Could we see them? Because it would line up. They come out this month, end of this month, 2 months after when they're free to play. They're required for a GL. It lines up, right? The timeline does. But as far
So
as
you're thinking Bad Batch is going to be required for a GL. That's what you're thinking.
I don't know. I just think the timeline works. Because if you take into account that this month is going to be Bad Batch month, right? And then it takes 2 months from when they announce GLs to when they release them. That's 3 months. And in those 3 months, that's the cycle when the Bad Batch will go farmable. So that way free to play can start working on them as a requirement. So I'm just saying that the timeline just works.
What's your thoughts on that, Ranger?
Well, I don't think we're getting another Galactic Legend this year. I just don't. I think we're going to get some Bad Batch. We're going to get something like Ahsoka and Maul. I do not think that they're going to be Galactic Legends. I think that's going to be the big thing. Like, they'll be like a Malik event, right? You have to have certain characters to go in there and do it, like Gas or Malik or something along those lines. Which is going to get us into there's a certain window this year, because I know at the end of the year we know what's coming. We've got the saga of Boba Fett coming, so I think those other characters that we haven't seen from Clone Wars, like Boba Fett, Fenric, those kind of things, and she's also going to be introduced in the Bad Batch show. Maybe she's the 6th character that gets introduced as part of that. There's a gap there where I think it's going to be Ahsoka or Maul, but I don't think they're going to be Galactic Legends. I'm going to think they're going to be one of those, legendary events, right? They're going to be legendary characters where you have to have certain teams and stuff and go through like they did with, like the Battle of Mandalore, right? Or something along those lines. So I think that's what's coming. There's still a gap there where there's a time frame where I don't know what they're going to introduce. Is that fall time frame from August, September, October, before we start getting into the into the Boba Fett stuff, because November they're going to start doing some stuff with that. But I think through the summer it's be Bad Batch and some other things. But there's a gap there in the fall that I don't know what they're going to do. I could be wrong. It could be Galactic Legends. I don't have a sense that they're going to be Galactic Legend this year. I've been pretty close on this. I called Luke and Palpatine months, a long time before, I just saw the writing on the wall. Like, yeah, it's going to be Galactic Legend. Luke and Palpatine is the next Galactic Legend. Sure enough, they did. So I don't know. I mean, anything's up in the air. Anything can happen. I could be completely wrong on this. Now, Loki, you said you think every faction by the time all is said and done are going to have Galactic Legends. As each faction is going to have a Galactic Legend.
Yeah, that's what I think. Absolutely.
Okay. Thing,
that's how they keep it going, man.
That's true. Thing, what do you think of that?
I don't. I understand that everybody wants Galactic Legends. I personally just want them to come out with other tunes, whether they're Epic Confrontation, Legendary, that are on par with Galactic Legends. I think that, you got to remember, for the longest time, the number one thing is we want a rock, paper, scissors meta. They finally gave it to us. It's here. Just focus on other areas of the game and just have your rock, paper, scissors meta, in Arena. So I don't know. I'm personally not jumping up and down for another GL. I like legendary tunes. I like Epic Confrontation. Well, not Epic Confrontation. I like legendary tunes because you can unlock them at 7-star right away. I don't have to get energy. I don't have to do ticket farming. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I just get the required tunes, unlock them, 7 stars, good to go.
Yep. God help us. They put them in that new Conquest store.
Yeah. Why would you say that?
Because they could do it. Excuse me. All right. So those are our thoughts. Tell us what you think. If you got questions that you want to pose to us, by all means, get those questions in. We're going to get into the Q&A portion of the show where we answer your questions. And if you don't know the format, again, I'll say it one more time. Put the actual word question in front of your actual question statement. If you don't, I'm going to miss your question. So do it that way or we won't see it. So Pretty simple, to the point. So go ahead and get your questions in if you want to ask those questions now. Now is the time. Just as a reminder, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And as a show note, after this, we'll have a little break. I get to go clean the grill because I cooked steaks. Yay! And then at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Western, 11:30 my time, we will do GAC with Sir Loki, the locomotive. So if you guys want to come check us out and get some more GAC action, you can join us then. So there you go. So go ahead and get your questions in, and we will rock and roll. All right, so let me get to the first question here. We got it from Weddell73, and he says, question, will the Bad Batch be usable in the cam mission? I don't think so. I mean, I guess you could, but if you need all 5 and you have to have those other 2 characters that are required, isn't that going to script the synergy with Arc and Echo?
You can't use Hunter. He's the leader.
Well, you have the other characters, right? We don't know what they do yet, right?
Sure.
Most of them are 501st, so we kind of see them as like, oh, well, they have synergy with each other. But really, the only ones that you need out of those four clones is Arc, and like Rex, right? Because he has the Rexolate. But if he has, if we get like the tank guy, right? If we get him or we get the sniper and they do something that makes that mission out easier, you can swap them out. 'Cause, I mean, does Echo really bring anything to the table? I mean, besides crit chance? Not really, right? I mean, Fives brings the savior, so you can save your butt, but that's about it.
Now they always kill my 5s in that mission right off the bat, and I hate it. I hate that mission so much, man. I can't stand it. It's so ugh. I'd rather eat broccoli. All right. Next question from Finn. It says, question for Thane. Ooh, a question for you, Thane. You have said they have done this before several times now. Please explain in detail how this is better than CG carry. Are you sure the problems aren't just CG and not carry? Ooh.
So, first of all, I did not say they've done this before. Ranger said that they've done this before. And
aha, science.
So that's one. 2, the frequency of this, like this is the first time where they've dropped like a new faction, right? Actually, if you look back at like that month, like when we were talking about 2018, that was like a bad one.
15.
My biggest issue with CG Carey was her under her leadership, there was a lot of power creep, which has now the game is so balanced that my complaints with what Carey did are no longer there. So as a matter of fact, the game is so balanced that Loki's reason to not get a character is because they're too balanced and they don't bring anything extra. Whereas in like, in the Carey era, it was like, power creep after power creep after power creep after power creep, Well,
there you go. Finn has asked and it has been answered. So let it be written. So let it be done. All right. Next question from Ziglet. Well, I'm glad to see he's not in hate mode. You never know with Ziglet. Sometimes he's in hate mode and sometimes he's not. He says, question, did Negotiator get a buff in JC against Separatists? 5 lightning bolt ships with no days against a ship with 3 buzz debuffs and have 0 assists, 3 straight attacks. That has nothing to do with Negotiator. That is a bug with, I'm assuming he's talking about Malevolence with the bugs, since I heard the word bugs in that question. Correct me if I'm wrong, Loki and Thing, keep me honest, but there's been a problem where the Vulture droids do not have days or anything, but they're not assisting, which is not what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to assist, and there's been moments where they do not assist. Am I wrong on that? That's the bug I currently know about.
Yeah, it's like they're supposed to assist, but then they don't. And the original bug was they weren't assisting at all or something. And yeah, it's that's normal, I think, right now. Until they fix it. I think it's busted. I think they should assist all the time. But
yeah, I don't understand.
And maybe they were in the beginning, and then they dialed it back, and then it was so bad, and then they put it back to whatever it is now, and it's just not consistent. So yeah, that's probably what you're experiencing.
Of course, the one that really worries me in ship battles is the good old dodge meta. Holy Jesus. Did they really amp up dodge on defense or what? Jesus. This is getting out of hand. Loki thing, we've actually joked, but we should be sponsored by Ram pickups or Dodge pickups, Rams. You know, so, I mean, because we get a lot of dodging in RSG, man. Let me tell you something.
The free truck, man. We should all get a free truck.
Free truck for each of us. My goodness gracious. As much as we pimp Dodge in this program. Holy Christ. So, yeah, I don't understand. It's supposed to assist, but it's the way it is. Ship, I can't stand ships, but it is what it is. You just have to do the best you can with it right now until they get it squared away. Lord, what question? In your opinion, what's the most underrated galactic Jedi in SWGOH and why? Galactic Jedi. Galactic Republic, you mean? I'm assuming he means Galactic Republic.
Ayla.
Plo.
I'm going to say Shaak Ti because I think people forget about her. Because when you first get your clones, you have Shaak Ti, and you're like, oh, this is a great team. Then you get gassed, you kind of not think about her. But Shaak Ti, man, gets forgot about sometimes when you're using her. Because she's so good, dude. We used her again today. She crushes, man. She is good as another Jedi. She's good with her leader with the clones. Who did we use her against today? We didn't use her against
Dooku and Newt.
Yeah, we just wrecked their shit like it was nothing, man. And I mean, especially in threes. You can use her in fives. You can use her in threes. She's really, I think she's, I think she's the one that I would pick. But they're all good choices. Win Griffey Jr. question. What's up? I don't know. What's up with you, homie? Glad to have you here, Win Griffey. What's going on, buddy? He just wanted a shout out. Glad to shout you out there, Win Griffey. Win Griffey says, actual question. Okay, here we go. How do you mod your quill? I don't have mine up. I know it's speed, and health and protection. You got to make that little bastard survivable. You could go potency, I guess. What do you guys think? Loki, how do you do your quill?
Fast and tanky.
Fast and tanky, kind of like me. Okay, what about you, their thing?
Yeah, same fast and a lot of health. You can do potency. He does share some stats. So you want to play around, you can look at that as well.
Yep. All right. Alexander Bryan question. Will they do something to ease the cam shard grind? Like reward 2 shards per completion? I think it makes sense, but it's also CG, and they don't make much sense. No, I don't see them doing anything on that. Well, this would be fair, too. Cam, when he gets the 7 stars and you gear him, he's a stupid-ass character. Especially with under Jedi Knight Luke or Jedi Master Luke, he is nasty. I mean, I don't have him at that level, but Loki and Thing do. You guys can talk about that in depth.
I mean, he's worth it, but
do you think 2 shards?
I don't see CG. Yeah, I don't see CG giving away shards of him. They did that already, and people took advantage of it. So, but he's one of the prizes, for being in a guild that's territory battle focused, and it's a grind, man. It's meant to be a grind. He's a good tune.
It really is.
Yeah, he's probably, if you have Jedi Master Luke, you need Cam. Like, that's just, and he's super good in wherever you were gonna plug gas in, as a Jedi and not a 501st. He's the perfect substitute for that. So you can keep your gas as a 501st and use Cam as the damage dealer. And he's used in P4 of the Challenge Rancor. So I mean, he's a very good tune. The grind is real on him, but I mean, put in the work, remod your Shaak Ti clones and help your guild get him, man. That's just it's part of the game.
I did that, Loki. I still got hosed. So I just want to throw that out there.
So I was told by CG Affinity that Cam is going into the Conquest store once he is 1 year old.
Oh, God. Great. That's just super. I can't wait for that to happen. That'll be great. Good Lord. That's all we need is another character I have to use currency on to make the decision. Do I get the ship or do I get Cam? I'll tell you right now, I'm going to get Cam. I'm going to throw that out there. If they put Cam in there, I will get Cam.
Not according to the data mine, you can probably buy the Razor Crest pretty soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That
actually does worry me, the fact that they're putting him in a pack. But that does make me think that there's something coming.
What, Razor Crest?
Yeah, and the other pack too is the Bo-Katan pack. Bo-Katan
Yeah.
is part of that Mandalorian faction pack
I
now.
know.
Yeah.
So whoop-de-doo.
That scares me. That does scare me that something is coming. Maybe that last Imperial remnant is going to be needed. Is somebody big?
Yeah, we got Conquest coming up next week, guys. Are we a little nervous about what the changes are going to be like?
They already said some, right?
No, they
What
posted
did they
already.
say?
I don't think they
No,
posted.
did they post an update from the last stream? Did they say they're taking away deployable cooldown disc?
Yeah.
Let me look. I didn't see anything. Development news and announcements.
I don't know if they did or not, but I know there was a lot of jokes on Reddit about that.
Conquest
and we all
update-
know it's coming. Like it's
No, I haven't seen anything since April 2nd from them. That was from Doja Fett.
okay.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to get anything until like right before it.
there was an update, I guess, or there was an issue today with Google Play Store, but they got resolved pretty quickly. So yes, there's nothing much to report there. But yeah, I don't see anything.
I can totally say I can see them easing that Razor Crest pack into the store, saying, "Oh, we're taking your data discs away that make the game mode broken. By the way, you can just buy Razor Crest. Here you go." That's what they're gonna do, and then nobody's gonna want to do Conquest anymore.
Right.
You know, and that's what they're gonna do, man. It's stupid.
Well,
Yeah, it's just but again, you know, I said at the beginning of the stream, they're pushing everybody to get gear, and then now they're going to put Razor Crest and Bo-Katan in a Mandalorian faction pack. Like now they want us to speed farm the Mandalorians for whatever reason, and that has me worried as much as Bad Batch. Like now they're going to push Bad Batch and Mandalorian faction. You know,
what if
something crazy is coming. I mean,
I
seriously.
know.
They're gonna screw us pretty bad.
It's coming. Well, I already feel they're doing it already with Bad Batch. So, spend $2,000 and I'll get you're free to play it. So, and then watch you need it for another crazy good tune or something. It's the way they do it. So I'll be pleasantly surprised if it doesn't happen that way. But I don't have high hopes here.
I almost want them to drop the GL because at least a lot of us have half of the requirements probably for a GL. If they drop, legendary or something, and yeah, you need a full squad of Bad Batch plus whatever. That's a big slap to the face, man.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a content update since we read the other one on April the 2nd. So
Right.
But we're waiting to see what those changes are going to be specifically. They just generalized their stuff, which made me and Loki kind of shake our hair like, what? There's that one. What was that one sentence that I was losing my shit on? Let me find it real quick. Conquest update. So yeah. Having said that, the next Conquest will heavily resemble the previous two, with the exception Jedi Knight Luke unintended interaction being addressed. So you think, okay, everything's going to be the same. The following Conquest will likely feature the introduction, remove a few data disks, different bosses, and change the rewards. Then it's not the goddamn same as the previous goddamn Conquest. Come on, Doja. I give you a lot of pass and stuff like that. Those two sentences do not link up together. What is that? I was just like,
yeah, that doesn't even sound like Doja Fett, man. Somebody sent him something, he copy and pasted it under his name.
No, it doesn't sound like him at all.
Send.
Yeah, put this out.
It's fishy, man. It's the very last sentence. It's buried in there.
Like, it's contradicted. The two sentences contradict each other completely. Remove a few data disks, different bosses, and a change in the rewards. Well, then it's not the same goddamn. It's not going to resemble the previous two. If you're changing all that stuff, then it's not even resembling the previous Conquest. Good God in heaven, man. Oh, boy. That one really set me off. I was like, come on. Jesus Christ. That's... Ugh. All right. Zillow Zebra says, question. Going back to the rework on AI attack orders, should I consider stripping mods of 501st for other toon squads? Going back to the rework. I'm reading this again, Zoloff. I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. Going back to the rework on AI attack order, should I think he said I consider stripping mods off 501st for other toon squads. Going back to the rework of AI attack order. I don't understand how stripping mods off would change anything.
Yeah, can you reword
that, Zoloff? That question doesn't make sense, man.
I think I know what he means, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't want to just assume. Put that in there again. Like, be some more specific, because that way you wrote that, Zoloff, does not. I'm not quite sure what you're asking here. It doesn't make sense. Why would you strip mods off?
Oh, I think he meant the rework to the turn meter.
Okay.
Maybe,
but I'm not sure specifically what he's.
Because he meant attack order. So
AI attack order. So should you consider stripping mods of the 5 first for other team squads? I don't know what, but related to where. I'm not sure what you're saying there.
Well, I mean, is he trying to say, like, because you just need Rex to be the fastest because he speeds everybody up?
I know, but then
I mean,
but why would you strip
works
mods?
if that's if you're facing a mirror. I mean, because my understanding is like it's like Han, right? Your Han's gonna shoot first if he's faster than the other opponent's Han, right?
Sure.
And it works that way, especially if you mirror. But I don't know. I wouldn't even worry about it, honestly. If you got to strip mods off your 501st, don't do it because of the AI attack order. Do it because you have to,
I mean, you can always change the speed of the characters, but as long as Rex goes first, right, you can change the order of speed. I mean, 5 should be going last anyway because he's going to be the slowest, but he's going to be the beefiest. You want that attack and stuff.
5s get a bunch of turn meter anyway when,
you're right.
when you attack
he
another
doesn't need
clone.
speed.
Yeah, he doesn't need speed. You just need to make him beefy. Echo and Arc, lots of offense, crit damage, that kind of stuff. Zola says, since 5s is being killed off before you get the savior. So here's the thing about 5s. Yes, you want 5s to be beefy because all those stats go to the other 501st. I wouldn't strip mods off the other guys because that just stacks on top of what they already have. So if they're already pretty nice already with their modding, they take out one of your troopers and he does savior, his buff, then that's what makes them so stupid. That's why you always want to kill 5s first, because they just stack all that shit on top of what they already have, and then you're in big trouble. If you happen to kill one of the other clones before you kill 5s, you're in big trouble, big trouble. So, but I mean, if you got them on defense, a good players are going to know that. So there's not much you can do about it anyway. Stripping mods or doing any of the other stuff is, I mean, if you're trying to get it to where they proc savior. Okay, you stripped mods from the 501st, they're much weaker, but then, okay, they get the buffs from 5s, but they don't have really anything else to add to it on top of that, so it gets kind of, no. But if it's the AI doing it, I mean, the AI is going to do what the AI does, but if he's under gas, his first move for 5s is always going to be, Rex does this thing, he speeds the team up, Rex is going to automatically call gas to assist, right? So he does the call and assist. He can't taunt while gas is taunting. So, but it just depends on how it plays out. I mean, that's the way I remember it going. Echo will always buff up one of the, Arc will buff up one of them. Echo's always going to throw his grenade first. So, but no, I wouldn't remove mods. I mean, you can change the speed order a little bit, but you still want those stats stacking on top of each other. Getting taken out still before that, I'd never taunt with 5s. Well, I don't know who you're attacking, Zoloff Zebra. I'd have to see some videos or see what specifically you're talking about. Like if I'm using gas, let's say 5s. We're doing 5s JC. I'm using gas against Darth Revan. My first move is going to be, let's say I was using Darth Revan versus clones. It does come down to mods. How fast is their Darth Revan and Bastila versus your Rex? If Rex can get his tenacity up, it doesn't really matter because, you'll be able to, you'll get feared, but Bastila's not going to land her stuff, and that's a big deal for them. And, but I'd have to see what specifically is going on there. But the AI is just the AI. Like, for instance, we use Jedi Knight Revan against Jedi Knight Luke, and who was the other one? We use Armor. I want to say we used Armor. We knew because SLKR is always going to kill Jedi Knight Revan. We got lucky that he didn't kill Jedi Knight Revan, so we got some free attacks. So, yeah. All right. So go ahead and get your questions in. We're just doing questions for a few more minutes. I think we're at the last of the questions. So if you guys want to get a question in, go ahead and do that. We've been breaking down everything in here. Night Templar says to avoid process to say that's why you can use them. Yeah. Stephen John says, what did I miss? I just got here. You've missed us talking about the Bad Batch, Hunter, what we think's coming up next. We've been answering questions, so not much, Stephen. Not much. The good thing is with YouTube, as soon as it's done, it gets posted. You can go back and you can watch the stream from the beginning and see everything that you might have missed. All right. So if there's any more questions, we'll give it a minute or two, see if there's any more that pop up. If we get more questions, we'll continue going. If we don't get any more questions, then we'll start wrapping it up. Because we got to give Loki some time. He's got to eat that squid and soup. We got to get him a massage. We got to get him worked up, get him iced down. We got ready for some GAC fight time in a few hours with Loki the Locomotive. Loki, you excited? Excited, Loki? You ready for these fights? These GAC fights?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's Loki being excited, folks.
Your partner attack?
Not yet.
Yeah, I haven't looked at
He's
ours.
gonna wait. He's gonna wait for me to stream it. So
Bro,
whatever.
look, we had a hell of a fight today, man. Whoosh. You would have been proud that we pulled some shit out of our ass. Big time. Found a really good Kylo Ren counter. Thrawn, Han, and Chewie. Good cleanup team. Shut his ass down. Burned him down immediately. Fracture plus those two can't stun. They can't get stunned. It was nice. So, all right. So last call for questions. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to post them. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I appreciate everybody that's hit the like button. It's YouTube. You know, if we're gonna get in the algorithm, more people to get our views on the channel. That's important. Watch the video all the way through because that's just what you need for YouTube. So it's not like Twitch. Twitch is a different animal. Think about subbing here on YouTube, subbing on Twitch. I'd say sub on Twitch. We're doing a lot of GAC stuff and other things on Twitch. We got the D&D stream this weekend. That'll be a lot of fun. I did Ladies Night last week, and that was so much fun, man. Big shout out to all the ladies. And I'm going to do that again May 1st, 2021. We're going to do some more Ladies Nights. We're going to do that every month. You guys really love those. Had a ton of people come out and watch that, so it was nice to give them some recognition, have some fun, get drunk, play games, do Mad Libs. Thane was a horrible contestant. I just want to throw that out there. Made me drink a lot of alcohol, you bastard. All right.
Well, that was the point.
Last call for questions. If I don't see one in the next minute, we're going to start wrapping it up. Wrapping it up. But we do get a new character reveal tomorrow, so we'll see what that is. So we got that tomorrow for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And we'll have the lunch stream tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. So you'll have that tomorrow as well. And then tomorrow I'll do the GAC Center. We'll record it with Nav when I get a chance, and then we'll do that. I think we just got another question from Ray Rocks. This question, what is the better combo against Potato Head Ray, Old Man Luke, and Jedi Knight Luke? Okay, which is the better combo against Potato Head Ray, Old Man Luke, Jedi Knight Luke? Hermit Yoda, Old Man Luke, Gas, or Hoda, or Revan, Gas, and Jedi Knight Luke? So we're talking about Potato Head Ray, Old Man Luke, and Jedi Knight Luke / Hoda.
It depends on the
No,
Ray
what's
lineup.
the Ray team?
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like Ray with Potato Head Ray, Old Man
Yeah, so
Luke.
it's GL Ray with the purses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Master Luke and Cam.
Yeah. Get your cam. Question. It's Potato Head Ray and the Handbag Boys. Okay. Okay, so it's Potato Head Ray and the Purse Brothers. Do we use Old Man Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, or Hermit Yoda / Old Man Luke, Gas / Hermit Yoda, or Revan, Gas, and Jedi Knight Luke?
The first option.
Yeah, Old Man Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, Hoda. Yeah, I like that one.
If you use Revan, you're killing 3 teams.
Yeah. Yeah, save Gas and Luke. You can use those two in combination. So Old Man Luke, Jedi Luke, and Hermit Yoda. You can guess you could use Gas, but I'd rather go Jedi Knight Luke and save Gas for a team. Because you go Gas and clones and a Shock T and clones, and that's 2 teams. We use that combination all the time. I think Revan, Gas, and Jedi Knight Luke, man, you're just destroyed 3 teams right there with that combination.
You might want to bring in Shock T instead of Hoda.
Yeah.
Because didn't you make that change, Loki, not too long ago? In threes?
What was my change? I don't
That
remember.
instead of using Hoda, you use Shock T to keep the taunt up with JML and keep giving him back protection?
Yeah, you can. It's scary though, man. I'm not gonna lie. Recently I've been doing JML with Watt and Gas. I think that's a little safer. You tank tech on JML because Watt in 3v3 is kind of useless. Like he's good as that. No, I mean he really is.
We didn't even use him today. We didn't use him today. I kept him for offense. We didn't use him.
That's why he's useless. I mean, seriously. But he's really good with JML because you give JML the tank tech, he's got permaton, and then he gets the protection back. So that alleviates that problem, and then he can eat all the whirlwinds he wants for dinner. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna die. So that clears the way for your weapon tech on Gas or weapon tech on Cam, and you can go chop shit down. So that's what I would do. I mean, again, it just depends how your dudes are modded and how your opponent's guys are modded, but don't be afraid to use Watt in with JML now, especially in 3v3.
No, I think he's really good.
I think it's really good. And it makes the counter a little more comfortable, a little safer, I think, in my opinion. I mean, Vader with Watt against like Sith Eternal, that's still like iffy, right? It's scary, it's not, it's like 50-50 for me. So like I just said screw it, and I'm just gonna use Watt somewhere else now. I'm not gonna use him with Vader.
Yeah.
So do you use just armor with Palpatine then?
Yeah, so here's the deal: is when you get like a Relic 8 Sith Eternal, and you mod them like super healthy, you actually don't need Watt. You technically don't even need armor anymore with Watt. Like I like to use the Geo tanks or Sunfac and GBA, right, to go with Sith Eternal. Mm-hmm. And that pretty much gives you the, like, especially against Rey, like I started moving, like, I move armor to like Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke now, or I move armor somewhere else now. I move Watt somewhere else now. You can still Hermit Yoda with C. I think that's actually pretty good. Just the Master's training on C will give you the survivability you need against if you're going to use it with Rey. If they have a Sith Eternal on defense, I just use Sith Eternal solo. Like I think that's the best team because their Sith Eternal will never go to Ultimate. Sith Eternal just sucks against SLKR. That's the only thing he really sucks against. But
yeah, SLKR.
I'm starting to experiment with just moving those utility tunes like Hermit Yoda, armor, and Watt, and using them somewhere else. I think that's the money right now.
All right, last question. This is actually a good one. Gap Pieces question: what score in GAC is a test to beat? A D1 with 11 ground teams. I know it's different for lower divisions. At Division 1, I think if you're scoring anything above 2670, that's an exceptional score. Anything above 2660 is really, really good. I mean, we got that's right around the mark that you want. That's a pretty damn good score. Anything above 2670, you really kick their ass, right? What did we get with Kate that one day? 2682 or 2681?
Yeah, it was some ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's
5, I think.
Yeah,
you ain't seeing that in Division 1, man. No way.
Yeah, she's
2660 is tough, man. I mean, 26. I'm happy if I get like 2630, dude. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, once you at my level, 2650 is a pretty damn good score. So it just depends, But I think those are the upper echelon scores. But I think anything once you're above 2630, you've done a pretty decent job. It's still open, but as you get higher, 2640, 2650, depending on what kind of defense you set, right? You can get a great score, but if you put shit on defense and they go solo everything, you're going to be like, damn, they got 2670. That sucks, So, but those are kind of the scores you see in 3v3 GAC. So those are the best scores I've seen so far. When you got guys getting like 8,000 points in 3v3, that's just nuts, right? Going 3-0 and getting 8,000 points. I mean, 54, 20. Yeah, they're getting like around 8,000 or just over 8,000. The AK Club, we like to call it, at the GA Center. So, Zario says, good day, champions. Good day to you, Zero. You just happened to catch us as we're shutting down, brother. But then again, it's not your fault. You're off in never land down there and then land down under. So perfect time. But don't worry, Zero. We got more coming for you because we got Loki's GAC coming up in about
3 hours.
3 hours. Where Loki time is in mine. I will go hang out with the Mr. Loki. We'll keep him company tonight over on Twitch as he does his GAC. I did my GAC earlier. You can go check that out on Twitch. Zero says, damn it, replay for me then. That's all right. We appreciate the replays. All right. I think that's all the questions. That's everything we've covered for tonight. So with that, big shout out to everybody that's a VIP Patreon. We had the Patreon stream before. They hang out with us, get to ask us questions for free, pick our brain for an hour. That's their time to hang out with us. We do that every Wednesday before the stream. So big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to all the Patreons that support us, keep the channel running, keep the bills paid, keep us getting new stuff so we can keep doing these awesome streams for you guys. And just big shout out to all you guys. Anything, every little bit you do, every thumbs up, every view, every follow. I mean, it makes a big difference. So thank you all you guys. Not just the VIPs, but they get a special shout out because they support us a little bit more than everybody else, and we want to make sure that all the Patreons, too many to list, get the recognition. Just to say from me and everybody here at the RSG crew and family, say thank you for all that you do. And thank you for the rest of you guys for all you do. You can be doing anything else on a Wednesday night, but you're hanging out with us as we're talking about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes and just all the other stuff that we're doing too. So with that, we're going to wrap this up. So last thing I'll say is if you can get immunized, get your shot, wash your hands, wash your face, social distancing, wear your mask. Remember, tonight in 3 hours, we're going to do Loki's GAC, and then tomorrow we'll have the lunch stream. I'll record the GA Center with Nev, and then Friday we will get into more lunch, and then Saturday we'll have the Jedi Academy, we'll have the D&D stream. So we got a lot of good stuff for you guys. So with that, we're going to call this one done. So on behalf of myself, Sir Loki, and Thane, the GAC Whisperer, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your night. If we don't see you soon, we'll see you soon enough. Peace out.